Hello and welcome to Mini Maths at Virtual School Victoria, where we do a lot of maths thinking in a little bit of time. Today we continue with our topic of division. Last week we looked at some different ways that we can see division in mathematics. The thing that can sometimes be tricky is when we start calculating division when it's set out like this, we start in the left-hand column instead of the right-hand column. So we need to remember that. Now, we talked about how multiplication and division are connected, and a lot of people focused on how we can rearrange or change the numbers, but that does not always work. When we do it properly, it is called the inverse. And as you can see, if you can multiply 37 groups of 5, the opposite is to take a whole group of 185 and share it equally. In last week's quiz, a lot of people stated that multiplication and division are connected because you can just swap the numbers or switch the numbers around. Think about that for a moment. Do you agree that you can just switch numbers around or swap numbers to get the correct answer in division? Do you disagree or agree? Now we're going to quickly look at this. We're going to work with this group of numbers that looks like we might have swapped them around. Will it work in real life? Well, let's imagine 37 lollies. And we have to share 37 lollies with 5 people. Okay. Could they possibly get 185 lollies each? But some people said, yes, this is a fact. But if you really think about it, it is not possible. What we have to be very mindful is, how do these numbers work in real life? So if we take 37 lollies and we share them equally with 5 people, not every person can get 185. And conversely, if we take 5 lollies and we share them equally with 185 people, not everyone will get 37. So you really need to understand how division works and how it looks like. Now let me introduce you to some more tools that we can use in mathematics. These are very useful for doing something with numbers that we want to divide. We're going to split them or reorganize numbers or chop them into groups that are easier for us to think about and divide. Now, to do the division, you need to know your tables. If you don't know your tables, make sure you have a tables chart to show you where it is, where the answers are. Now let's start with a bit of a challenging one, 657 divided by 9. First thing we need to do is know our 9 times tables, and we're starting here. So what is a 9 times table that is closest to but less than 65? It is 63. Okay. But we have to now use one of those tools to split it. So that table is 63, but we can't forget these ones here. So it's 630. Now, if we have 657 and we've split it into 630, the leftover number is 27. So we're going to split it into 630 and 27. Now, both of these are 9 times multiplication tables. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me have a look. 1, 9, 2 nines, 3 nines, 4 nines, 5, 7 nines. So that's 630 divided by 9 equals 70. And 27 divided by 9, I can do this, equals 3. Hang on. 1 9, 2 nines, 3 nines. So by splitting the number into easier to manage tables that I know, I have calculated that the answer is 73. So we have used the split strategy to make it easier to divide. Let's have a look what we have next. A similar problem. We need to find a number that is a table that is very close to but less than. There it is there. And it really is 320, because you must remember these ones column. And if I were to take 320 out of that group, I would be left with 36. So I've actually split that into 4 times table groups. And it's still exactly the same number, but it is split. Now, if I take 320 and I divide it by 4, I will have, if you know your tables, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But because it's in multiples of 10, it's 80. And then, of course, I've got 36 divided by 4. The answer will be 9. And always nice to check on a calculator, but I'm pretty sure the answer to that will be 89. So that is how you can use that strategy to split your numbers to find the best answer. Now, the things that you need to do to practice division is firstly understand the problem. Make sure you're answering the correct problem. You can imagine it, you can draw it, you can think about what it means in real life. We always round down to the closest table, whether it's a 10 or 100. It even works in 100,000s and millions, because the tables are really very stable. They don't change. Split the number into smaller parts that are your table groups. And then you divide each part into the groups you want, and finally you add the 2 parts. We'll have a quick look how we've done this one. We've broken that up into 300, because it's the closest table that's less than, and 48, divided each section by 6 and added them all up. So what you're doing is taking the groups out. So good luck with practice. It's fun to practice. Do it on paper or in your head, and then check with a calculator. And you can do the quiz once again to see if you can do a really good job on that. Thank you.